Good morning, it's nice and sunny here today in Eastern Norway. We're gonna go for a little drive up to Trysil. It's one of the biggest ski resorts in Norway. It's the middle of April now, so I'm not sure if the ski season is still ongoing. We'll see, but it should be a very scenic area to visit and enjoy some sunshine. It's about 2 months since we last drove this route. Back then it was totally covered in snow everywhere, white on both sides of the road. Such a contrast in just a short period of time. Now on the left we have Lake Mjøsa, which is Norway's biggest lake. It's looking very nice and calm today. And we're going to drive alongside this lake for about 20 minutes now. We just stopped at Bolleland here in Espa. It's a petrol station on the side of the E6 motorway, which is well known for its boller. They're like little bread buns with filling inside like chocolate or raisins or many others. Let's go inside and see what it's all about. So I got myself a Espa Bruce and a Espa Boller. So this is the boller I got. It's the chocolate and vanilla. Let's have a taste. Very tasty, very fresh. I'm going to enjoy it. So you can see on the wall behind me, they have a sales target of 2.1 million bollers to sell this year. So we've helped them with a couple at least. I think now it's time to get back on the road. So this road, there's a high risk of deer and moose running across. So every so often they have these crossings here where there's a break in the fence. So then it tries to encourage the moose to cross the road in one place. And then when you're driving, you know where you need to be extra careful. Still a bit of snow visible in the higher elevations, the mountains in the distance, but down here very much looks like spring now. In the trees on the right here, they've put up some deer antlers. It's quite cool. So we just come off the main road now through the small town of Rena. Now we're going to drive on these smaller roads to our first place we're going to stop at in about half an hour. We're driving through a lot of forests now. This area of the country is very empty. There's not many people living here. There's also some military shooting ranges. We've been driving past with warning signs not to enter. So yeah, it's a very calm and quiet part of Norway. We've just stopped here at the top of Lake Osen, and it's quite an impressive sight. So this lake would usually have a much higher water level, and you can see the pontoon here for small boats, much lower than it would normally be. And here's some of the boats that people would use on the lake. get a better view over here. So I just checked on the map, and the water level of this lake has a variation of 7 meters. So I think at its highest level, the water would be almost up to the bridge there. There's also a few people living in this area, some houses over here. Let's continue on just a few minutes and we'll be at the beach. So here we are at the beach. So this actually looks like it would be a really nice beach, just at a different time of year. It's quite long, very sandy. Maybe have to come back here in the actual summer. Gonna walk down to this pontoon here, have a look at that. There's also a campsite on the shore here. This would be a really nice place to come in the summer and spend some time. So it looks like, based on the side of the pier here, that the water level would be almost up to the pier. You can sort of see the markings of the water. So then I guess all of this sand here would actually be underwater. And then this here would be a ladder to climb back out of the water onto the pier. Well, this was certainly an interesting place to take a stop at. I think now we're going to head back to the car and continue our journey. Almost at Trysil now. We can see straight ahead that mountain, I think, is the ski centre, where the ski slopes are, and it looks like there's still a lot of snow up there. So maybe the season hasn't finished yet. We'll find out later, I guess. So now we've got an even better view of Trysil, the mountain straight ahead at the top. You can see all the ski lifts. I'm not sure if I can see any skiers. It's a bit far away to see. But yeah, still plenty of snow up there. So this is the town centre of Trysil, where all the shops and local facilities are. So we've arrived in Trysil now. We're in the town area, and we're just going to have a wander around, see what we come across. So this is Einar Fageråsen. He was a Norwegian author and poet who was born here and lived a lot of his life here. And now he has a monument to him in the town centre. This is the main street with the Trysil centre, the shopping centre on the right here. It's quite quiet today. Some information about the municipality here. It says it's an attractive place to visit and move to. Good possibilities for hunting, fishing and outdoors adventures. And here's a monument to Helge Brenden. Won Olympic gold in 1952 and 1956. Those would be the Winter Olympics, and I'm guessing he won his golds in skiing, judging by the monument here. And then we have the Town Hall building here, and in front of that is a monument to Sven Moren, who, according to this sign here, was a known author. Seems like they're very big on having monuments and remembering people here. That's quite nice. Plenty of choices if I want to move here. So this building here in the background, it was where in April 1940 the government and the king held a meeting to decide how to proceed with the German advance and the bomb attacks on Norway. So quite a historical building. And now it's just quietly stood here as a design shop by the looks of it. There's a Chinese restaurant over the road there. I saw an Italian restaurant a bit further back. So there's certainly no shortage of wild foods to have in this small town. And there's also a pizza restaurant, so something for everyone. Come down to the river now. You can see that some parts of it are still frozen and there's snow on top. And then in the distance behind me, you can see on the other side a Trysil ski centre up on the mountain there. No shortage of snow at the top there. So this area has a long history of forestry, and Trysil is where a lot of the forest workers lived. And we often remember the forest workers, how they had to work in such hard conditions in the cold winters. But maybe the forest workers' wives aren't always remembered in the same way. They also worked hard. So this memorial here is for them. There's a little bear here. And in the forests around here, there does actually live bears. So it's quite fitting. But there aren't many bears, and they're brown bears, so they tend to keep themselves to themselves. So we don't need to have any worries walking around here. We're not going to get hunted by a big scary bear. We can see here how high the river has been when it's flooded in various years. It's just in this small park area here down by the river. It's quite nice. There's a place you can make a fire and have some food, and then a little beach down here. Several of these small icebergs along the river here. You can see the ice is slowly melting. So now we're back at the Trysil Centre, the shopping centre. So we'll just have a quick look in here, see if there's any good discounts in the shops. And then I think we'll go back to the car, and then we're gonna drive up to the Trysil ski centre if we can, see how high we can get. So we've come up to the top of the ski centre now, and we're going to have a look around. So there's a shop, restaurant, and the ski rental and other facilities there. Now we're just walking out towards the slopes. And I think this is about as far as we can go without having skis on. So this morning I was unsure if the ski season was over yet or not, and it isn't. There's still people up here skiing. It's quite quiet, but we are here at the end of the day, so maybe that also explains it. But yeah, it's really nice up here. The views are amazing. So we're just gonna spend some time, walk around where we can. We can't go too far. We're not having skis on our feet. But yeah, let's go for a walk. Here's one of the ski lifts that takes the skiers to the top. It's stopped for the day now. But yeah, this is where you would go. There's loads of lodges that you can rent here and pretty much ski straight from your front door onto the slopes. Just gonna take a nice break in the sun up here and have a pizza. That was a nice pizza. Good to refuel a bit before we continue on our adventure today. There's just hundreds and hundreds of these cabins all over the hillside here. In the peak time, it must be super busy on the slopes. And now we're back where we started from. So this place doesn't shut down in the summer. It becomes a cycle place. Lots of cycle trails all over the mountain. And then there's also a bus that goes around the ski resort and down to the town. So you don't even need to drive. So I think that's all we have time for today. We're going to start driving back to Oslo now. It's about maybe 2.5 hours. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.